If you're learning cloud computing, you've probably come across terms like infrastructure as a service, containers as a service, platform as a service, function as a service, and software as a service. At first, they can seem confusing, but they're all answering one simple question. Who is responsible for managing what? Let's start with on-premises. It isn't a cloud service model, but it's the easiest place to start. Here, you manage almost everything. You buy the servers, set up networking and storage, install the operating system, handle security, backups, and scaling, and run your application. Think of it as building your own house. You control everything, but you also take care of everything. Now let's hand some responsibility to the cloud provider. First, infrastructure as a service, or IaaS. The provider gives you compute, storage, and networking. They take care of the physical data center, power, cooling, and virtualization infrastructure. You still manage the operating system, software, configuration, and application. Think of it as buying a newly built house. The structure is ready, but the inside is your responsibility. Examples include Amazon EC2, Azure Virtual Machines, and Google Compute Engine. Next, containers as a service, or CaaS. A container packages your application with the dependencies it needs. With a managed container service, the provider manages much of the underlying infrastructure and container platform, while you focus on your container and how it should run. Think of it as renting an apartment. The building is maintained. You bring your own furniture. Examples include AWS Fargate, Azure Container Apps, and Google Cloud Run. Now, platform as a service, or PaaS. Here, you don't want to think about servers or the operating system. You focus on your application. You write your code, deploy it, and the platform manages the infrastructure and runtime environment. Think of it as a fully furnished apartment. Everything is ready. You just move in. Examples include Azure App Service, Google App Engine, and Heroku. The advantage is less infrastructure work. The trade-off is less control over the underlying environment. Now let's take that idea further. Function as a service, or FaaS. You deploy a small function that runs in response to an event. An API request, file upload, or queue message can trigger it. The platform invokes your function and manages the infrastructure and execution environment for you. Think of it as booking a meeting room when you need it. And serverless doesn't mean there are no servers. It means you don't have to manage them. Examples include AWS Lambda, Azure Functions, and Google Cloud Functions. Functions can have execution limits and may experience cold starts, so FaaS is especially useful for event-driven, short-running workloads. And finally, software as a service, or SaaS. Here, you simply use finished software over the internet. The provider develops, hosts, maintains, and updates it. Think of it as staying in a hotel. You don't build or maintain the hotel, you simply check in and use the room. Examples include Microsoft 365, Salesforce, Slack, and Gmail. So what is actually changing? On-premises means you manage almost everything. IaaS moves physical infrastructure to the provider. CaaS manages more of the container platform. PaaS lets you focus on the application. FaaS lets you focus on functions. SaaS gives you finished software. As you move toward SaaS, the provider generally manages more, and you manage less. But less management usually means less control over the underlying infrastructure. Which model is best? There isn't one. A real company might use SaaS for email, PaaS for a web application, FaaS for event-driven processing, containers for portable workloads, and IaaS when more infrastructure control is needed. These models aren't a ladder. They simply divide responsibility differently. Remember this: more control means more management, and more abstraction means less management. Cloud computing isn't simply about running your application on someone else's computer. It's about deciding how much of the technology stack you want to manage yourself. Once you understand that question, these acronyms become different answers to the same question.